Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the one and only Spider-Gwen from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And last time we took a look at Miles, and this time we're taking a look at Gwen. And I'm very excited about this one because this is yet another figure that I've really wanted for a very, very long time, and I finally have her in my possession. And Miles was really good. So I'm hoping that this one is just as good, if not, perhaps even better. So without further ado, let's take this gal out and see how she looks. Alright, so here we have Spider-Gwen, and I gotta say, she looks fantastic. Just to start us off, here's how she compares in terms of height to Miles himself, if I can actually get him standing. There we go. And here's how she compares with Goku. Honestly, pretty good stature. They were about the same height within the actual movie, so really nice overall. So yeah, this figure looks fantastic. Just starting off by looking at all the texture all throughout the suit, it is pretty freaking cool. I really like it. I think the texture really does bring out that sort of like, I don't know, like man-made type of stuff, like handmade type of outfit, which is amazing. If it was a little bit, if it was smooth, I wouldn't mind it either. But I think the texture does really make it pop out in terms of just the actual figure in itself. Aesthetic-wise, it's a little bit more bare bones than Miles, but I think they do a really good job in terms of everything that's here. So sort of like the hood looks amazing. Again, it looks different in camera. Or here's how it works. So the lighting of the pink is reflecting on the actual outfit, or the white itself. So this is the same white as this. It's just that the pink makes it look like a whole different color. It's also slightly shinier. The black looks really nice. It's very nicely painted. Although the white paint that they did add is a little bit different. Very interesting as to how they did that. The webbing is blue, which is very much a standout on there. The hands look amazing. The sneakers also look really good. Very well painted overall. I don't think there's an issue here. The eyes are beautifully painted. Same with the hood looking fantastic in the inside and the outside. A little bit of spotches, like globs of paint here and there, but hey, it's never going to be perfect. There's never going to be a perfect figure paint-wise or even articulation-wise sometimes. So yeah, overall, she looks fantastic. She looks wonderful. I think she really does capture the way that she looked in the movie herself, and I really like that. Now, articulation-wise, I do think she's a step down from Miles in a certain aspect. For the head, you can't really do much with the head unless you actually take off the hood. So to take this head off, it's definitely going to be a challenge. So I would definitely suggest using something like pliers or anything that could help you take off the head. So let's just take these off and use the head by itself. I can already tell you the neck movement, much better than Miles. So realistically, you can make her look down pretty far. And now that I'm looking at it, the head actually does have a different white. I'm actually a little bit surprised. The head is much whiter than the actual outfit. I don't know why that is. It seems to use the same plastic with the same texturing everywhere. But even it is visible on the actual camera. It does have a hint of pink as well. Could be the camera, could also be the lenses sort of reflecting on the light as well. But it is slighter, so don't know why. Even in the pictures, actually, yeah. Going over in the pictures of the box itself, it's a much different color. Like, it's much whiter in the pictures than the actual figure. So this could perhaps be an issue of the reissue. Which I'm not entirely sure if there was also some miscoloration for the original release. So there is that. It's very apparent when you actually take the hood off. The hood actually does help in making it seem more natural, realistically. because the hood is the same color as the actual outfit, but the head is not. Either they did something different, or they forgot to just paint the head, realistically. But articulation-wise, she has some really good articulation in terms of the head. She can actually look up, unlike Miles. She has a really long neck, I will tell you that. Compared to Miles, that is an extremely long neck. But it makes sense. You need to have the hood somehow on there, and the hood does go in, so it makes a little bit of sense. Although they definitely could have foregone the sleeve right here for the hood. It could have probably wobbled a little bit too much, or just make it even shorter, realistically. And that would probably actually give you some range of articulation there. Side to side, pivoting, really good. The arms, as good as Miles, if not even better. She can definitely get higher than a T-pose. 360-degree rotation. Butterfly joints, also perfect in terms of the way that they actually move. They can get her arms across all the way. Using the actual joint works beautifully. Bicep swivel works fantastic. Double jointed elbow works well, and then a hinge wrist as always. Now here's where we get to the issue that I have with this figure, the ab crunch. For the chest, she actually does move pretty decently going forward that far, and backwards pretty well. But using the ab crunch, she can get farther like that, but it is going to pop out pretty easily. It pops out like butter, and I don't like that. Same with the neck. But again, that's as far as she can get going backwards. Going forward is almost non-existent. I kind of do wish that they forgo this type of mechanism where it's just a single ball jointed peg that attaches to the waist, and instead it's a double ball peg that goes on the pelvis section and also the ab crunch or the abdomen. That would be so much better, and it would allow for so much range. Just to kind of talk about that with Goku, I think it's also the same. It's not a Goku video, but I don't know. I don't want to take them apart right now. But yeah, you guys get what I mean. Double ball jointed waist would have been so much better. Would allow for so much range of movement. Even if there was gaps, I'd rather have gaps than not have any good articulation range. That's just me though. I think I definitely switch my thinking about that every now and then. So yeah. Legs, kicking forward, actually pretty decent, especially with the drop-down hips. Can kick forward about that far with the drop-down hips. Backwards, also pretty good, going with the back shot like that. I'm dropping her. There you go. Okay. The splits, she can also get pretty good splits. Again, about as good as Miles. Definitely could have been better. But hey, that's fine. They definitely could have cut a little bit more on the joints for it to go further, but it's not an issue. Thigh swivel works well, moves pretty swiftly. Double jointed knee, which is actually textured, unlike Miles's. Although Miles, it has a better excuse because it is part of the shin section. And then the feet, she does have a little swivel for the top of the shoe, a swivel for the foot, and going forward this far. It's a little bit tight, I will tell you that. And going backwards this far. Although I will not put any shock oil for this foot joint, because if I do, that would just make it so loose that I wouldn't even be able to have this figure standing. Toe hinge, it's good. Definitely could have been done better, but it's also going downward a lot too. So overall, articulation-wise, this figure is fine. It is not perfect. It's fine. Where's the head? So, I like it. It's so far so good. No biggie whatsoever. Just definitely could have been done slightly better. It looks so much better with the actual hood. I will tell you that. Now, accessories time. Let's just move on to those. Let me get her standing, and then we can move on to the accessories. Come on, stand. There you go. Alright, so for accessories, we have pretty much the same amount as Miles, which is not bad. It's actually really good, and I honestly really do like it as well. So, we do have an extra head sculpt for the face, the masked head, where she's actually squinting. Now this, I would rather a lot more than the actual, surprised eyes. It makes sense both characteristically for both characters, so I'm not gonna like have too much of a harp on that. So it looks fine, looks great, beautiful, has that nice pink tonish to it as well. We do have a Gwen head sculpt as well, very nicely done. Probably one of the best head sculpts for the character. Much better than the Marvel Legends. That's to say, that's not really a big feat, but really, really well done. Although I think the white could have definitely been a little bit more white. We do have, of course, the neck peg without the mask, as you can see. Very well done, very nicely done. Love it. A little bit of paint bleed on there. We do have the hood down part of the figure, which looks good as well. Love that. Probably will have that as one of my main things. We have the swinging hands grabbing the actual webbing, the thwipping hands, 2 open palm hands, and then 2 sort of like relaxed hands rather than the ballerina type of hands that she comes with. We have a small shooting web, a long shooting web, a swinging web, and the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse base with the nice blue logo on there, on the pink background, of course. So yeah, I really like this figure. So going into my final thoughts, I think this figure is just as good as Miles, and it doesn't do anything better, and it doesn't do anything worse besides they kind of interchange themselves. She has really good neck articulation, even though you can't really use it because of the hood, but she has terrible ab crunch. While Miles is like the opposite. He has decent ab crunch, terrible neck articulation with the head. So overall, I'm going to give it the same score at 9 out of 10, mostly because they're pretty much the same figure, just same accessories or similar accessories, same stand, all that sort of thing. There's nothing too different between the two. They both do things good. So I'm happy to say that both of these are great additions to the collection, and I'm very happy to finally have them here. And I'll be taking a look at a certain father later down the line, especially later this week, so you'll probably see that after this video. So yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.